Drama, passion, suspense, tropospheric undulations. Every night on Weather Center PM.
In the next half hour, Weather Center PM, a comprehensive national forecast. At 40 after, Weather Center PM continues with highway and air travel conditions. Then the weekend outlook. And at 50 after, Storm Watch. But right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
It is not a good night to be out of New York City. You know, like in much of the Northeast, you're getting wind and you're getting a cold rain. That's not my favorite kind either. Hello, I'm Paul Emick, and welcome to this edition of Weather Center.
I'm Warren Madden. We'll have more on that in just a minute, but first let's take ourselves to the Mid-Atlantic, where you've had kind of a nervous afternoon filled with severe weather, but it is calmer tonight. Just a few thunderstorms prowling across the region and heading out to sea. For those of you in Point Harbor, North Carolina, just west of Kitty Hawk, getting around today required some rain gear and some windshield wipers. Rain definitely putting a damper on any outdoor activities. A good day to just stay indoors. Maybe go do a little shopping or something. Here's what we think is going to be going on during the overnight hours. Still a chance of some strong thunderstorms, maybe some gusty winds, frequent lightning, some heavy downpours, anywhere from New York City down to Norfolk, Virginia, and then coming inland to Pittsburgh and over in toward Cleveland. Reason why is we still have a fairly active weather system out here. It's a double-barrel low-pressure system. And this low here is starting to get very active in terms of wind as well, winding up. But farther to the south, things calming down now. You see Baltimore, Washington, nothing happening around you right now. We did have a thunderstorm that sort of paralleled the Virginia-North Carolina border here over the last couple of hours. It is now out over the Atlantic, heading eastbound, so we can say goodbye to that one. Farther to the north, though, say hello to a miserable night across Long Island, into New York City, down into New Jersey. All this dark green. In fact, let's bring it in a little closer here, and you can see dark green, yellow, heavy rain going on. Not only that, but we're also talking lots of wind, as winds gusting up to 40 miles an hour here around Farmingdale, coming into JFK and LaGuardia, over into Newark. So just a miserable night. If you don't have to be outside, just curl up, watch the Weather Channel, and say, ha, I don't have to worry about that because I'm safe in here. Watch out farther to the west, Pennsylvania, flood watch up, as we see some heavier amounts of rain starting to also get into the 2-inch variety here across much of New Jersey. Farther to the south, as we mentioned, there's that one storm that kicked out. Much quieter across the southeast tonight, certainly as compared to yesterday. Look at this. This is from Wednesday and Thursday. Oodles of blue dots, red cones denoting the tornadoes that smashed through Alabama and Georgia during the day on Thursday. For a wrap-up on some of the severe weather and the damage it caused, let's turn it over to Paul.
In the southeast, people are still recovering from an overnight storm that produced high winds and tornadoes. The storm is responsible for 38 deaths in the region. In Georgia, the governor has declared 7 counties a state of emergency. President Clinton has declared parts of Alabama disaster areas. Rescue crews had the work cut out today across Birmingham. Alabama's governor says the storm destroyed at least 150 homes and damaged 300 others. Trees were snapped in half and roofs sheared off by the high winds. Vice President Al Gore plans to tour the area tomorrow. Owners of this furniture store in Cobb County, Georgia, say the storm blew out the back wall. Chairs, tables, and couches in the front of the store heavily damaged by the winds and the rain. You can imagine a lot of other businesses in the area absolutely unrecognizable as well. Chainsaws were buzzing in Gwinnett County, Georgia, where cleanup efforts involved the entire family. Downed trees and power lines meant as many as 70,000 people without power a bit earlier today. The power company says it could be 5 days before residents have their power completely restored. Hopefully things get back to normal. Well, speaking of getting back to normal, the weather is much calmer across the southeast tonight. That's good news. And with more on that, here's Warren Madden.
One look at the map shows that it is a lot quieter. Just a few scattered showers reaching up into Tennessee and Kentucky, but behind our front, as it pushes off to the east, things really calming down. Though watch out for some breezes that might be a little dangerous in terms of weakened trees. Still pretty warm along the coast. The cooler air not pushing in yet. 70 right now in Jacksonville, 79 in Miami. But behind the cold front, yeah, temperatures dropping off. 53 in Atlanta, 54 in Birmingham right now. Let's take a peek a little farther north and see what's going on. As you can see, it is going to be just not a nice night. Kind of chilly as well. 43 in New York City, 42 in Boston, where you'll see some rain as well. But some good news as we go into the day on Friday, that storm kicking out to sea. So we'll still see some showers in the mid-Atlantic, but it should be drying out into the northeast and down into the New York metro area. Hey, we haven't talked about the West at all yet. We haven't, but we're about to, right, Paul?
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that because there's happenings on the western U.S. coast. See that area of low pressure? It may not be making a difference in your night, but boy, is it going to make a difference in your day, especially in the Bay Area. Maybe driving across the Golden Gate. Maybe you're saying Fisherman's Wharf lunch. Could you do it? Lunch may be okay, but a late lunch or even a dinner may need an umbrella for that as the wet weather is on the way. Of course, we'll discuss that in the forecast. Tonight we are having a bit of wet weather, but where's it coming from? Well, there's an area of low pressure waiting to get in, just dying to move on toward the coast. As it spins here, counterclockwise motion, you can see the area of low pressure pretty well defined there, trailing front. Now that front, look at the motion of it here. As it moves in, it's going to keep it damp around Seattle, around Portland, then eventually San Francisco. We can see a taste of this in L.A. too. Driving Sunset Boulevard could be a wet ordeal on toward our Friday night. Tonight, though, wet streets may be popping around Seattle at times, some showers. Even in Oregon, around Portland, around Hillsboro, it's a little bit wet off and on this evening. Even around Spokane at times, we've been reporting a bit of thunder. Snowfall, yeah, we'll see some, not super heavy. Even the mountains of California.